3 minutes to read a book. Today, we read The Courage to be Disliked. This book gives us the courage to no longer fear being disliked, helping us gain confidence and freedom. The first type of courage is the acceptance of the past. When we are hurt by someone we care about, we feel pain and anger. We often attribute our pain to the actions of others and believe that the past is unchangeable, leading us to believe that suffering is inevitable. However, Adler disagrees with this view. He advocates for teleology and argues that it is not the past that causes our suffering, but rather our present purpose. We fear being continuously hurt and hope that the other person will change and appreciate us. Therefore, by making ourselves suffer, we try to induce guilt in others and gain courage through our anger. In summary, it is not the past that causes our suffering, but rather ourselves. We determine our own suffering and the meaning we assign to our experiences. By having the courage to break free from the past, we can attain the courage to find happiness. The second type is accepting oneself. The book suggests that all our troubles stem from interpersonal relationships and the fear of being disliked. Because of this fear, we focus only on our flaws and fail to see our strengths, leading to a sense of inferiority. This feeling of inferiority becomes self-doubt. Some people use this self-doubt as a catalyst for personal growth, while others who are unable to accept themselves develop a pathological sense of inferiority. For example, a person like Xiao Ming, who is short in height, constantly feels inferior and believes he is beneath others, resulting in him being quiet and withdrawn in social situations. The underlying intention is, I am pitiable and deserving of special treatment. When a person consistently displays isolation, self-pity, arrogance, or a sense of superiority, they use their misfortune as a weapon. And as a result, they will always require misfortune. The book suggests that a healthy sense of inferiority is not about comparing oneself to others, but comparing oneself to their ideal self. Everyone is different, and the world does not consist of identical individuals in terms of gender or appearance. These differences do not determine goodness, badness, superiority, or inferiority. We should actively embrace the differences between ourselves and others. For instance, although Xiao Ming is short, he possesses greater affability than others. We cannot change objective facts, but we can freely alter our subjective interpretations because we all live in our subjective worlds. The third type is accepting others. Whenever there is competition in interpersonal relationships, we tend to compare ourselves to others and develop feelings of inferiority. When we realize that we do not need to triumph over anyone, we can break free from the cycle of competition. We no longer prioritize winning or cling to our own importance. If something is right, we no longer fear the possibility of losing. We become capable of genuinely wishing others well and contributing to their happiness. The previous competitive relationship transforms into a partnership. When we perceive everyone as our partner, we no longer see the world as a dangerous place and no longer live in suspicion. The world becomes a safe and comfortable place. The fourth type is the courage to be disliked. Freedom lies in no longer seeking approval from others. If we excessively desire recognition from others, we will live our lives according to their expectations, surrendering our freedom to them. Why do we care so much about others? It is because we have not learned to separate the issues. What is issue separation? Simply put, it is understanding who should bear the consequences of a particular matter. If it is your partner's trust, then it is your issue to trust them, and how they respond to your trust is their issue. When faced with any decision, we can ask ourselves who this issue belongs to. By separating our own issues from others, we avoid interfering in their issues and prevent others from interfering in ours. This leads to significant changes in our interpersonal relationships and is the first step towards happiness. The fifth type is contributing one's courage. All troubles stem from the relative happiness of interpersonal relationships, and our own happiness is also tied to them. When we become partners for others, we can find our place within those relationships. In this position, we can make our own contributions and feel our own value. Only when individuals feel their own value can they obtain courage. By understanding the nature of partnerships, teaching others the concept of community, and realizing that everyone is part of numerous communities, such as family, friends, colleagues, and society, we need not excessively worry about the rupture of any particular relationship. Living in constant fear of relationship breakdown is an extremely unfree way to live for others. When we lack value in a particular community, we can decisively move on to the next one. We can transform our attachment to ourselves into care for others, encouraging and assisting them without catering to or controlling them. This enables us to establish a sense of community, feel a sense of value, and increase our courage, happiness, and sense of contribution. This is the definition of happiness. When these 5 types of courage come together, they form the courage to be ordinary, allowing us to harness the power of the present moment. In summary, Life is not a straight line but a series of continuous moments. The biggest lie in life is to detach from the present, dwell on the past, and focus on the future. For those interested in this perspective, I recommend watching the video The Power of Now. To conclude today's reading, I would like to share a quote from the book. Do not fear being disliked, but rather proceed boldly. Do not go with the flow, but rather forge ahead like a rushing stream. This is true freedom for a human being.